The following is a presentation of Emery Uno, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to Medieval Mayhem here for MRA Uno Division 2. We are at the final four of the tournament here once again, the pivotal stage of the tournament, and we have for the first time a Netherlands versus Netherlands matchup here in the league, and it's going to be for a spot in the finale. Stakes do not get much higher than this. Welcome to the stream here. We got our two players getting ready to go. It's going to be number 5 seed Radjon, who won the Tavern region, taking on number 7 seed MarbleCyde, who won the Castle region. For both players making it to their first career Final Fours, and now both of them looking to not only be the best player from the Netherlands to end this tournament, but also getting a spot at the finale and having a shot at the tournament win and an auto bid into the D2 Championship at season's end. So a lot on the line for both players here. Both are eager to get things going here, and we'll see who comes out on top, as this will be our first of 2 Final Four matchups here tonight, as we have both our matches going on today. Got this one coming up next with Radjon and Marble, but then later tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going to be Lemon and Dino coming up onto the stream to fill in the other half of what will be the final joust for Medieval Mayhem. So we will see who ends up getting it done here, but for these players, it's been a long road to get here, and it all comes to an end here, the Final Four, and then the finale. We will see which of these 4 players will win this tournament and lock their spot up into the D2 Championship, starting off with the first matchup here between Radjon and Marble. Let's go through both players' paths to get here this tournament, starting off with Radjon here in the Tavern region. Was the 5C coming in and got off to a really good start. Had the 4-0 sweep over Apollo in the opening round to move on, and then took down Captain Gaming in a 4-2 win, a good win to pick up there. And Radjon kind of continued building his way up the ladder. So far this season, he has not done worse in a tournament than he did previously. He's just kind of kept improving, and this tournament's no different. And it was close in the round of 16. It was a real back and forth match between him and 6, but in the end he's able to get the best of 6 and wins that one 4-3 to move on to the regional finals, where in a kind of in a late night match in terms of EST, Radjon really just kind of cruised in that one. Went down 1-0 early, but then rallied 5 straight to beat Bree 5-1 and makes it to the Final Four here, going up against Marble, who going over to the Castle region. The bracket did not get updated there. I'll try to fix that while I'm running it through it. But for Marble, it was not the start he was hoping for, because he did end up picking up a DQ win to start things off here. Was not looking good. It was his second DQ win of the season, and that put even more pressure on him when it came to the round of 32, because if he lost that matchup there, it would have been complete disaster for him, as it would have been once again another loss that got away from him, and he would have been in a really bad spot heading into tournament 4. But as we see, that did not happen. He was able to hold on against Danny, take Danny out of the bracket, and made it to the round of 16 for the second time this season, where ultimately he was able to get the best of Clint Green in a 4-1 win, and then moved on to the regional finals against Blake, who was another player who was looking for a really good run here. But in the end, it was MarbleCyde who got the win here in a score of, you'll see it updated right here, 5-2. Marble getting the win there in that one to make it to this final four, taking out Blake, and now going to face off against his countryman Radjon here. So we'll see who gets the win here. We do know that there will be a player from the Netherlands in the finale. The only question we have left to answer is which one will it be, as we'll go to the table here. Running solo commentary on this one, but we got both the players in the VC. We'll go to them for some pregame thoughts and then get things rolling here for this Final Four matchup. Radjon, over to you first as the higher seed. You come into the season as a rookie, had some hype build up to you at this. You've heard this probably a million times, but you've definitely been someone who has been very impressive so far this season. Already up to 7 wins, looking for your 8th here, and looking to put your spot in the finale. You go up against Marble. I believe this is the first time you're facing off against someone from the same country as you, at least in MRE. Just kind of your thoughts here going into this one, and what do you believe is going to be the key for you to get this win here today and to lock your spot up into the final joust?
Yeah, first of all, I'm just really happy to be able to play against MarbleCyde. I've been in a lot of tournaments with them and always been wondering who of us is best. And tonight we're finally gonna find out. And as for this tournament, I'm just happy how things going. I feel good about it. Didn't make that many mistakes, so I feel optimistic for tonight. I know I have a certain plan that I normally use that's been going really well, especially with the fast starts. So I'll just do that the same tonight and hope it's gonna work.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Radjon. Going over the Marble here. Marble, also you're also in your first Final Four. Bit more experience than Radjon. You came in, ironically, in this tournament last season. Flashback a year ago, you were at the debut of the tournament in Tournament 3 for last season. Now we go here, and you're in the Final Four. So, Tournament 3 has kind of been your sweet spot, it seems, for MRE. But you go into this one against Radjon here. First time you play against someone who is also from the Netherlands. Do you think that small factor where you have that little bit of a in country rivalry, I guess, in a way, do you think that kind of adds an extra layer to this match here as you got kind of get into it, maybe an additional element that you may not see from your prior matches? All right, and Marble gonna type his answer out. We will see what Marble has to say here. But yeah, this should hopefully be an exciting one as, again, Netherlands versus Netherlands. The way I termed it, the Dutch Derby. So we'll see who gets the victory here in this one. All right, Marble. It does add a slight layer, but if anything, it's more excitement. Never faced off against a countrymate before, so I'm curious to see how this is going to end up and find out who the better Dutchman is. We'll just have to see how this game goes, and either way, hoping for a fun game. All right. I think everyone watching here is hoping for a fun game as well. Let's get things rolling here. Game 1 call goes to Radjon here. We'll see what he ends up starting with to kick off this best of 9 series. All right, OG start here to kick things off. And the Dutch Derby is underway. We have a green 5 to start. Scoreboard needed to reload there, but we're good now. And gonna keep it on green for now. We've seen a few low tier starts from Radjon in his last few games, and it's been mixed results here. This one not getting off to the best start here with a draw after 1 turn. Marble still able to run the green, but Radjon gets that tough switch on the 0. Marble is going to cross over into the red now. So that is 3 zeros off the board within 30 seconds. Both running red now. Marble still on that plan A, looking for a quick win. Will not get it there, runs out at 3. Can Radjon keep it going? He can. Another draw. Both sporting the Final Four colors for Medieval Mayhem. Got that nice red there for the roll. As we were on red, we're switching into blue now. Radjon's still running it down, looking to close this game out here. And he will do it on the double play. That's going to be 80 seconds on that one there. Okay, well, actually, 79 seconds. I digress. But, yeah, quick one there. I mean, Radjon had one draw in that game there on the green, but then after that, he was just kind of rolling. But really just kind of a low ammo game besides the ending there with the double play. But not a whole lot to say from that one there. Just kind of a quick match. I guess the only thing I could think of is for Radjon, what was the one draw you ended up getting there? Otherwise, I don't got much on that.
I drew the blue 0 there. So yeah, it's the only thing I could say about it is that it's forced Marble to play reds over there. And we once got to red, it was just playing it out. It wasn't that spectacular.
All right, well, ends up working out in your favor there for game 1. Can't go back to 7 for game 2 though. We'll see what Radjon decides to go with here. Will we go up or down? Alright, he's gonna go down here, gonna go with 6 cards. And we got another green start. Marble not having a good feeling about the series with the way it's starting out. We'll see if his fears come to fruition or if it's just a ruse. Radjon drawing on the first turn, doesn't have anything on green. And nobody does. No greens off the initial draw. But Radjon does top deck a yellow 8, so will the yellow work for both players? It will not work for Marble, no yellow either. Radjon able to get it going. And now Marble goes into the red and should be able to play off that. And now Radjon cannot play the red. We have not found a color that both players can play. It's either nobody or only one person. And Marble looking to take advantage of this red here. Well, he has the advantage. Now Radjon switches to blue. Can Marble play the blue? He can. Finally get a color that both look to be able to play on. Double blue 7 from Marble. Radjon looking to keep things going. Marble has the slight lead here, but Radjon might have something to say about that, and he will. Triple play here to go down to 2, has the +2. Throw 2 extra cards Marble's way. And Marble going to switch it into yellow. Radjon at Uno. Trying to make it 2-0. Marble says not so fast. Maybe a +4? No, it's a +6 into green, and now Marble is at Uno. And now Radjon has to play some defense. What does Radjon do here? Was sitting at Uno just a second ago, but now the tables have turned. On the green here, could be a little tough to read what Marble has on the last card. Does it stay green? Does it need a switch? We'll have to see. Radjon just gotta think what the best move will be. Gonna stay with green. And Marble gonna have the draw. Did not have the extra green to finish. And we got double play here. Skip and the green 3. Radjon looking to climb his way back into it. Marble with the switch into red. Radjon at 4 cards. Does he have anything here to counteract? A crossover into the yellow. And that's going to be another ice out. And Radjon keeps the game going, still running it down. Both are at 2 cards here. Marble looking for the top deck Uno. He will get the top deck Uno. Can Radjon join in for double Uno? No. Out on yellow. Marble needs a 4. He does get the 4. And gets the top deck there to get the switch. And it's going to be 1-1 now. So 1-1 score here. I forgot to give the point to Radjon from before. But 3 minutes 40 on that one, and Marble gets the win. So it's going to be 1-1 to start this series out, with both players getting a win on the lower tier. We'll wait for Marble to get back, and then just kind of quickly ask him his thoughts. But while we wait, Radjon, anything from that game you felt could have went a little differently on your end? You were definitely close a few times, but Marble seemed to have the right defensive option when he needed it to, and was kind of able to hold you off there to the end, despite you kind of making a valiant comeback there. Nearly getting to the end once again, but unfortunately, the top deck does you in with the yellow 4.
Yeah, especially when I got to the yellow at the start, I really had a finish over there just before he threw the +2s over. So yeah, it's a shame. You can't win every match, of course.
All right, Marble, over to you. What is getting the 1-1 there? Uh, Pepperoni. Okay. What is getting the tie there going into your homestand mean for you at the start? I know you mentioned before this game began, you felt like it was going to be one of those series. If you want to just kind of elaborate more on that, and if you're still feeling the way you're feeling about that now, feel free to do so. It was less meant as a negative reaction, more so very low card start thing. All right, so Marble, I guess, thinking it was going to be low card starts, but Marble has the decision to either keep that going or change that up here for game 3. So we'll see what he does. Got the call here, just can't pick 6 cards. All right, gonna go up here. Moves up in the mid tier with the 11. And no more green starts here. Gonna get a yellow start here for this one. And we'll see how this one goes. 11 cards to get things rolling here. Ditto play right off the bat here, so that's going to take out the yellow 5 immediately. But that's going to open the door for Radjon to get the switch into green. Marble able to play it for now, but I'm not sure if that was what he wanted in that moment. Both just kind of, well, I was about to say both kind of cruising so far, but Marble with another switch goes in the red now. But that's going to force Radjon the draw here, so Marble finds an early weakness from Radjon. Alright, Marble's just gonna keep on going on these reds here. Radjon gonna keep on drawing, looking to find an answer. We'll get it with the 6 as Radjon gonna switch to the blue. But Marble's still running that plan A here, still looking good so far, and it looks like for Marble, maybe wanted that switch as well, as he's gonna ditto the blue 6. Alright. Marble looking good so far in this game. Trying to just kind of run it down here. It's been a numbers game so far. I haven't seen any ammo. It's kind of been what most of the series has been so far. There's not really been much ammo involvement for the most part. There's been a few instances of it, but overall just kind of been running numbers. switch back into yellow here, looking to disrupt Marble. Won't immediately work, but we'll have to see. Marble down to 2. This was the starting color. Marble looking for check and or the game. That is the game. Yellow skip into the wild red, so Marble able to hold on to that wild to the end and gets the plan A win. And it's going to be 2-1 Marble here, as Marble will take the lead. Yeah, I mean, Marble, not a whole lot to say on that. I mean, just kind of was able to run the numbers right, and got the win there. I guess just kind of any comments on how the series is playing out so far. Because that ends up being the first wild of the entire series, and we still have yet to see any +4s. Radjon kept switching into the colors I wanted right as I was going to anyways. Yeah, kind of played into the hand there. I guess while Marble's typing, Radjon, did you have any other options there, or was it just kind of a numbers game for you?
Yeah, it was just the best option. Yeah, I was considering using a wild to green because I knew MarbleCyde was probably out, but I chose not to. I should have done that, I think.
All right. Marble, yeah, definitely been a different series so far. That can have a low card starts, but we'll have to see how it regresses. Definitely not letting my card down just yet. All right, well, game 4 call here goes to Marble, looking to make it 3-1. Radjon looking to make the home stance kind of be similar, where it's home win game 1 and then away win game 2. Marble gonna go 2 up here with the OG full send, 13 cards. Crawling closer and closer to the high tier. Alright, we got another yellow start here, yellow 1. We'll see if this kind of keeps going with how this plays out with the cards, with it being a numbers game, or if we'll start seeing some ammo involvement here. It's not the start Radjon was hoping for. They're going to draw on the yellow on the first turn. Especially when you got 13 cards in your hand. That's not really what you want to look for in the early going. Now Radjon up to 15 already. Marble still running it down on yellow. But now Marble is out. Marble, yeah, I mean, Marble kind of, with the mention of that, how this is playing out, it's been a bit of a strange start here, but we haven't really, we've only seen like some minimal draw cities here, otherwise just kind of been sprinting to the end. Radjon with the draw into the green here, and gonna free things up. Marble 1 down. This should open up the table for both players. Ditto play there. Yeah, both running green here. Marble was going 1 down still, but Radjon gonna break that up. Oh, instead now gonna go 1 up. But that's gonna leave the opening for Radjon to switch to blue. Alright. Keeping things going on the blue here. Marble with a switch though in the red. This is looking like a 3-color series right now, with yellow being not great for either player, so gonna be a battle between the 3 colors. Marble with the lead here, still running it down in the numbers. Still have yet to see an ammo card in this game. Alright, Marble going to throw in the first ammo card, and it's going to be a double play with the reverse. I'll continue to just kind of help him trickle his way down to the finish. Red 6 from Radjon. Marble looking to load up something else. And we got a run coming in here. Red skip, red +2. Marble looking for something big here. Maybe the first big run we see, which could even line up to a finish. Depending on how this one goes, and it will. And there's the +4s, and we get double as Marble takes the win on that one there, 3-1. See our first big chain there of ammo, and also see our first 2 +4s. As Marble going to get it done in 3 minutes 10, or 3 minutes 9. But, yeah, not too long of games here, but Marble able to get the win on that with the first +4s of the series. Marble, I guess the one thing I got to ask you is, were any of the +4s from the start, or did they end up being draws during the brief draw city we had on the yellow at the start of the game? I don't even know what to say so far. It feels like one player gets a head start every game. It's just able to run with it so far. Yeah, that's kind of been how this one's playing out. Did have 1 +4 from the start, but I held on to it during draw city. Did the other one? Did draw the other one right as we switched. So, I mean, good timing for Marble to get that. I don't know if the second. I don't know if he really needed the second +4, but it's always good insurance to have it. But yeah, 3-1 here. Radjon, I mean, kind of along for the ride there. Lose the 6-card run at the end, and with no yellow at the start, it was not really your game there. Anything you felt could have gone a bit different there on your end, or once again, was it just kind of a rough time in your hand?
Yeah, I think I could have done something, but if I look at the cards Marble played at the end, I don't think anything I could have played would have helped with the 2 +4s and the +2s. Yeah, there's nothing I could do.
All right. Well, you do have the game 5 call here, so got a chance to turn things around. It is 3-1 though, so a bit of a hill to climb, but you got the call here. Yeah, just can't pick 7. All right, Radjon gonna go still stay in the lower area here on the card starts, but it's gonna go with 8 here. Yeah, we get a +4 start, and I actually think that might be a little concerning for both players here, because I mean we saw the 2 +4s at the end there, and now we see a +4 start. I think the +4s are starting to come out here. Marble, what they get a comment there. We get the culture start there, so this kind of becomes a 9-card start. But we'll see what Radjon decides to play it on. Always a bunch of different. There's a lot of different approaches with these wild and +4 starts here. So we'll see what option Radjon decides to go for. We're gonna play the blue 0. Both will run the blue for now. But yeah, gonna be important for Radjon to pick up this game win here. Does not want to go down 4-1. Yeah, both running blue here for the time being. Marble going to be the first to run out on the blue. Does Radjon keep it going, or does Radjon find the switch? Radjon does keep it going and throws 2 cards Marble's way. Radjon with a pretty healthy lead at the moment. And that will open the door for Marble to switch the color, and that's the first switch we see. It could benefit Radjon, though. We'll see. Radjon is typing. Wow, alright, so red skip and then uses the +4. Oh, and just technically did the command wrong, but ends up being being safe for now. Still his turn. But Radjon looks to get to Uno here. There it is. Yellow one, we'll see what Marble can do here. Marble says, not so fast, looking for a quick response here. What will it be? Going to be a +4 of his own. I was saying it at the start of this game. I think the +4s are starting to come out, and we're seeing that right here. Marble with a +4 to respond to block that one. It goes back in the red. And Radjon has a +2 that uses a wild to go into yellow. And Marble says, once again, not so fast. Really wants that red, and Radjon gonna have to concede for now. And for Marble, I think really does not want to play the wrong number here. Would like to stay on this red for as long as he can. Maybe not. I lied, actually. Only one red play, but then immediately switches to yellow, so that's going to free it up for Radjon. That will allow him to double play. We'll see what Marble does here, how he's going to navigate this. Still a bit behind, but could have something cooking in his hand. Yellow 4. Radjon out on the yellow, though, so Marble gets what he wanted. Gonna be able to keep running the yellow. Radjon with that top deck, though. Sometimes those top decks end up disrupting what the other player is wanting here, but we'll see if that ends up being the case. Maybe could have changed the pace of play. That's another wild from Marble. So we already have 3 wilds off the board, and we have 3 +4s off the board, so not a lot of them left. Radjon has no green. Kind of in trouble here at the moment. Marble closing that gap. Still with nothing. Marble looking to take the lead here, and he will. And Marble doing a good job kind of taking notes from beforehand, playing those numbers that he knows are likely safe, because he played those before in yellow, but that 5 was a bit of an unknown, and we're going to see that there as we get the switch into red, and now that's going to force Marble to draw there, so not quite what he was hoping for. Radjon able to get things rolling on red now. Alright, Radjon able to connect things into blue. Looking good here. To see how Marble responds to this one. And a bit of a draw stint there on the red. Maybe able to get back going on the blue. And he will. Will retake the lead on that one there with the +2. Goes down to 4. Both players are kind of low here on the cards. Anything can happen. But both on this blue here. Looking to get the run. And Marble gets the run into green. Gets the Uno. What does Radjon do here? He has 4 cards in his hand. Do any of them help block Marble's finish? Saw a similar situation like this in, I believe, game 2. When Radjon was able to get the block there, but could very much be a different scenario this time. Alright, Radjon gonna go for a different approach, gonna switch the color. He just played down that green last time. And that's gonna be the wrong option. Fatal switch there. Radjon gonna want that one back, but Marble gonna make it 4-1 here in the longest game of the series so far. Now Marble one away from the win here. Gets that one done. Yeah, I mean, Marble, that was definitely a change of pace from this series for that game there, but you do ultimately get the win here. You're one away from the win. Just kind of walk me through your thought process throughout that game. That was definitely one that was definitely less clear for the finish for both of you there, because you had a few obstacles you had to overcome, especially with the back and forth in the ammo, but you do walk away with the win. Just kind of your thoughts here with your current positioning in the series and how you're able to get it done in that game. Yeah, I'm looking back at this one though. I mean, it's a tough call there. Obviously you don't know what all the options were for Radjon, but it had been a while since we saw that yellow. Marble did have Marble did have two draws in between there, so could have very easily picked up a yellow in one of those two, but unfortunate way for that one to end for Radjon. Very much needed that game. Yeah, so near the end of the game, I do regret playing that 5, honestly, because I was pretty close to the finish, but I was lucky enough to take it home with a lucky switch so far. Honestly, pretty glad we actually had a bit of back and forth in this game for once, as opposed to one player being in the lead for the whole game. All right, Radjon, to you. Obviously the fatal switch ends that game there, puts you in kind of a bad spot, 4-1 here, back against the wall, but still have the ability to make a comeback here. Uh, just from your viewpoint, anything you think needs to change or anything you got to do to try to make this comeback here, as Marble's gotten 4 straight so far and is looking good. Kind of in a way flipping what you were able to do against Bree in the last round.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep making a bit bad calls here. I don't really know how to improve right now, but yeah, just try and do my thing. Hopefully, I'll get this form back now that I've been having all these tournaments. And well, Dino proved that it's not impossible to make a comeback, so I'll go for it.
All right, Radjon looking to follow in the steps of fellow Final Four player Dino, so we'll see who ends up getting it done here. Radjon gonna have to call in game 6 to try to start this comeback here, so this could be a pivotal call. We'll see what Radjon decides to go for. All right, gonna run back on 8 here, so first time we return to a card start. And gonna be a blue 8 to start things out. I will mention, I mean, this series is having a pretty quick pace, going by pretty quickly. That very much could be the opposite of what we see later tonight, depending on how things go. But both kind of playing at an up-tempo pace here, so we run blue to start things out. All right, Radjon with the switch to red. Marble with just an all right. We'll see if he's happy or not with that one. He is not happy with that. Only had 1 red and is gonna have to draw. But Radjon out 2, so it's gonna be looking like a draw city here early on in game 6. Oh, okay. Top deck wild here, going in the blue. That's gonna free up both players, I think. Yeah, it will. Blue 0 from Marble. Radjon with the lead here. In a decent spot. Looking to run the blue once again. We'll see if Marble tries to go for a switch here. He will. Goes into yellow. Radjon only able to get 1 blue off there, but is that going to be enough? It is not looking good, though, right now, because that's a draw on yellow. May have wanted more on that blue. And Marble ultimately going to ice things out here with that switch, so stalls it out on the yellow, and that's 2 colors now that we've seen a draw city on. All within the first 2 minutes. Both keeping the draws going here. Radjon finds the top deck, though, into green. That will break Pandora's box here. We'll see how much green we have. Red may be lurking back into the picture with some of those draws there. We'll see, but both with a good amount of green here, running it down. Radjon gets that switch back in the blue. Radjon liking that blue here in this game. Marble thinking this one through. Ooh, and gets +6 for his troubles, and we go back into green. So Radjon gets thrown back here. He's going to lose that lead. Marble going to retake it. We'll see what the response is from Radjon. The switch back in the blue. Will this get the draw out of Marble? It will. So Radjon able to keep things going on that blue for now. And looking to keep running it here. Marble cannot find anything on this blue and can't find a switch. Radjon slowly but surely trying to take the lead back. And we get a run here into red. Radjon retakes the lead, and that may be it for blue for now. Which may open up the door for Marble. It will. Double play there. Both are quite low. Marble takes the possession arrow lead on that one. And Radjon with a wild going into yellow here. Both have 4 cards. Both low on the cards here. Anyone's game +4 into green. Big move there from Marble. We'll see what Radjon does here. Could be in a bad spot, but does he have an answer to try to play some defense? We are on green here. And Radjon will have a +4 of his own and will tie the series up again going into yellow. Back and forth there on that one. Both run yellow for now. Ooh, big run there on the yellow using double skips there. And now goes down to 3. We'll take the outright lead there. Marble gets to switch into green though. This was the color he +4'd into. Radjon could have some green here because ultimately that yellow was a bit more of a defensive move. But no, crossover into blue. That all-reliable blue that Radjon has been liking so far this game. Gets another appearance, and we get a rainbow going into the red one. Skittles get popped out here as we get our first rainbow in a while. Do not remember the last time we got a rainbow in a series, but it's been a good minute. But our rainbows of 1 here go into red. And it's a check on the green wild with Uno. Does Marble have an option here? Does not look like it. And Marble just going to play that green 6, and Radjon will get one back. And it's going to be the green 0. So Radjon back on the board here, breaks up the 4-game win streak from Marble and makes it 4-2. Radjon still alive in this series here, and gets it done. I mean, Radjon, there was definitely a lot of moments there where it was looking close. There were a few times Marble ended up getting down to 2 there, but you're able to stay strong, hold firm, and you end up getting the win there with the wild there. Just kind of walk me through how that game played out from your end, and just kind of your thoughts as you keep the series alive in Game 6 going into Game 7.
Yeah, I had that +4. I had it from quite a while. I was waiting for the right moment, but then I saw Marble getting going to green with 2 lefts, so I just had to play it. And afterwards, I was lucky to still have the 1 left, and, yeah, and just play my cards. Just happy to get the right cards this time and the right power cards.
All right, Marble, I mean, still in a good spot, but Radjon gets one back, kind of breaks up the momentum a little bit. However, you do have the call for Game 7, so just kind of any thoughts going into this one here as you look to try and end it either this game or the next with the homestand call. All right, well, it's just kind of giving Marble a reminder on the card starts. He cannot pick. We'll see what Marble has to say on his thoughts, and then we'll get Game 7 going. Not too many thoughts. Okay. It was on the channel. not too many thoughts from me. Radjon just played well and tried to get him iced out with the green multiple times, but he has to switch out every time. Just very good card management there. All right. And Marble going to go in the middle of 11-13, going to go with 12 cards. And here we go. We start with the 5. I think that's the third 5 we have seen in this series so far as the starting card. So it's been lingering for a while, but I think it's been a different color each time. Marble going to stay with the red for now, though. Alright, and Marble with some early ammo here throws a +2 to throw Radjon back. Radjon's still staying firm with the red, though. And now Marble is out, so not a lot of red off that start, but still has a slight lead. Radjon typing up a while, maybe has something lined up here. It's going to be a switch into yellow. So, breaks up the red for now with the first switch. You would think that that frees things up for Marble to play. Double play there from Marble right off the bat. Can extend that lead here, but last time we saw a double, we saw a draw right after. Marble not going to do that this time with another yellow. Alright, both just running yellow, double yellow 9 from Marble. Still holding on to that, still holding on to the lead here. Oh man, the big run here from Radjon throws a +6 down and makes it a 5-card run into blue. And that's going to flip the game on its head as Radjon takes the lead. Marble up to 12 cards, back to where he started. And Radjon with the big advantage at the moment. But Marble going to respond back right away with a 3-card run and throws 2 cards towards Radjon. So, bit of a closer game now. Radjon still with the lead though. Gets to switch into green. Both able to run it for now. Radjon in the advantageous position as we speak. Looking to keep this green run going. Wow, and a 4-card run there with the help of the +4, and able to get another one back here, and it's now 4-3. Radjon is storming back here to try to get the comeback in this series. Marble definitely feeling it a little bit here, but Radjon able to get it done there with his third +4 of the series, and the 4-card run to the end. So Radjon getting the win. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a plan A finish from Radjon there. I mean, had the +2 thrown at him, but I don't think he self-drew once in that one. So, yeah, Radjon able to get the win there. He ended up having that 4-card lamp to the finish. Just kind of walk me through that game. You did end up having 4 draws in that one, both from +2s. Did you pick up anything in either of those that kind of helped you get that win?
Yeah, especially the first +2 that I got me one +2, got me another +2, so I couldn't make the switch. I was initially just gonna play the red +2, but Marble was first. And yeah, the last +2, I didn't get that many interesting things. Just cards I played in the last streak. But I think the most important one was being able to switch to green from the blue 2. So I could just easily run it after that.
All right, Marble Radjon gets 2 straight here. How are you feeling? Definitely rack up the pressure here. Radjon is trying to make that comeback here. What do you got to do in game 8 to stop him from forcing game 9? We'll see what Marble has to say here. But yeah, definitely going to make this next game pretty important to get the win, because otherwise it goes to game 9 with Radjon having the final say. Definitely feeling the pressure. Yeah, still in the lead, so I'm keeping my hopes up high, but gotta try to not let it guard down and play as efficiently as I can. Alright, game 8 here. Marble has the call for the last time in the series. What will it be? Alright, Marble gonna go the full send here. So if Radjon does win, that's gonna shut that down as an option for game 9. Alright, yellow 9 here to start. Alright, double play for Marble to kick things off. Really looking to try to have a lead. And Radjon is going to switch it off the yellow right away. Goes in the green. Alright, double play there. Another one there. Marble is just kind of continuing to slowly extend the gap, and Radjon is now light switching. Does Marble have another double play on a different color? Not this time, but does have a play on the red with the red 6. Radjon will not light switch this time, rolls with the red for now. Radjon taking a second for his next move. It's going to be a ditto. So both players just kind of finding a bit of comfort on this red here. But Marble going to switch it back into the green. And cross over into blue now from Radjon. That'll be Pandora's box. First time we've seen the blue. Things keep on going here. Both are able to play. We haven't had a single self draw yet in this game. But when will that change here as Marble goes 1 up with the blue 8? Both still running that blue. Will we get a switch here at some point? Ooh, big run here. +6 from Marble. Throws Radjon back and uses the wild to go in the green. Radjon back up to 14 cards here. Marble down low to 3. We'll see what kind of response Radjon has here. Marble looking to have that green, but we'll see if Radjon has something to say about it. Both players really want to win the Dutch Derby here, so we'll see what happens. All right, and a big response here from Radjon. He's gonna make that. He's gonna make that +6 a +12, and really throws Marble back. And we're winning the blue 7, unless he typed that wrong. That might have been the wrong number. Unless it's really taken a while. I think Radjon may have typed the. You might want to double check that one. Yeah, because I think it would have loaded in by now. I would double check that one. Yeah, there we go. Did not have a blue 7, but does have a blue 4 to close it out. So that's going to reset the game a little bit here. Marble all the way back up to 12 cards, back to where he began. Radjon with the lead with 10 cards, so it's about 4.5 card lead. Make that 1 down here with a double play from Marble. But Radjon can respond with a double play of his own. Alright, Marble going back to the green there with the wild like he was looking to do before. Radjon rolls with the green for now, both gonna run the green. Radjon looking to hold on to this lead. Both really having a good amount of green here. Question will be, when do we see the switch, or does someone draw? There's the switch, using another wild going in the yellow. Only one wild left in the deck here. Marble able to play it. Radjon looking to play it. He will. Radjon keeps running it down here. And this is just kind of what he needs to do to force this game 9. Still running it down on the yellow here. Marble bit behind, looking to see what he can do. And Marble with the +4 going back in the green here. Going to throw Radjon back a little bit, and Marble will retake the lead. Play some defense. Radjon with no green. Does Marble keep it going on the green, or does he look for a switch? He will look for the switch. Goes back into the yellow. That's going to free up Radjon again here, but rolls are reversed. Marble has the lead now. Marble keeping it going on the yellow here. Radjon now looking to have to play some defense. Alright, double play. Closes the gap a little bit. Both running it low. Still a lot of yellow here, both with a lot of yellow in their hands. And Radjon going to go for the switch into red. Does that end up benefiting him? Or is Marble going to be able to capitalize off that switch? Marble with the power play. Does he have it? Red 3, and it's going to be a fatal switch to end the series. The second of the match, and this one is going to end it. Marble will win the Dutch Derby and moves on to the final joust finale to face the winner of the Lemon and Dino. Marble gets it done. Wow, what a series that ends up being. A very quick pace series there. Only goes about half an hour, but for both players, really trying to keep it competitive on both sides. But Marble with that 4-game win streak there in the middle really helped him put himself in a good spot, and then able to capitalize off the fatal switch there into the red to take the game victory and gets it done. And we'll be moving on to the finale. Marble, going to start with you. You end up getting the win here. I guess you end up being the better Dutchman for the day. And you move on to the finale to face whoever wins between Dilemon and Dino later tonight. Just kind of your thoughts to making it to this point here. One match away from winning the tournament and locking up your spot into the D2 championship, and just kind of you're just, from your mind, how are you able to get the win here today and get it done against your fellow countrymen? We'll see what Marble has to say here. For Radjon, run over, but still a great run nonetheless. It's really going to help his playoff hopes. And I mean, with 7 wins, he's kind of knocking on the door of being an at-large of the D2 championship. So, still in a good spot overall after this run, but definitely would have wanted a little more there. Yeah, one more just typing. We'll get the updated bracket here. All right, for Marble, super excited. Best run here by far, and I can't believe I'm in the finals. Really proud of myself to make it this far. I think I played very well today, using a lot of Radjon's weaknesses to try and take advantage, hoping to take it all the way, of course. I'm really happy with how far I've gone. All right, Marble with the winner here today. Unfortunately for Radjon, not quite the result he was hoping for here. Radjon, still a great showing from you nonetheless, but unfortunately coming up a bit short here tonight. Um, just kind of your thoughts on anything that you felt kind of went wrong on your end, but in general, just kind of your final thoughts overall from this tournament here. Going into the tournament forward, definitely building some great momentum for you to try and nab one of those at-large spots here, especially getting to the final four here and just kind of continue your upward momentum throughout the season.
Yeah, for today, it's what just wasn't my match. I think. Yeah, I was really considering power playing in the last game, but I chose not to. Otherwise, I could have brought it to game 9. So just yeah, I think it's the showing of the day. It's just a couple of bad calls, bad luck with the wrong switches. But of but I think overall this tournament went far beyond my expectations. I went in it just hoping to get one win to further my chances at the LCQ. But right now I'm just going into tournament 4 looking at the D2 D2 championship spots. So that's just crazy. That's even on my mind now. But yeah, just really happy that it got this far, and just looking forward to the next tournaments. And also, I'm also happy for MarbleCyde that we have a Dutchman in the finals, and I hope he wins as well.
All right, thank you, Rajon, and that is true. Even though you didn't come up with a win today, we do have a Dutchman in the final, so definitely can get that country glory there, especially with the World Cup coming up in 2 days. So definitely going to see a lot of that in the near future. But yeah, that will be it. We're getting your updated bracket here in just a second. Taking a little bit longer than I was hoping, but we almost got it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, what a match this was. I mean, definitely stayed competitive. Marvel was able to kind of get a early advantage with the wins through games 2 and 5, but I think Radjon was able to kind of bring this back, but unfortunately, the dagger there was the two fatal switches. In general, both in game 5 and then game 8 to officially end the series. So definitely a disappointing way for Radjon to go out there, but I mean, really great tournament from him, and still in a decent spot to get an accolade out of this with the bronze, depending on how the other match goes. But um, yeah, still a great tournament nonetheless from the likes of Radjon. We're looking forward to seeing how he is able to do in tournament 4 here as we get towards the end point of the season. I am trying to get the update here, but it's being dumb. All right, so that should do it. All right, so here we go. Final results here. Going back to the bracket. Uh, we got MarbleCyde winning at 5-3, and now moving into the finals. Congratulations to MarbleCyde on the win. He will be waiting the winner of Lemon and Dino later tonight. So we'll see who ends up joining MarbleCyde in the finale, but that'll do it for this stream. Thank you all so much for watching. MarbleCyde winning the Dutch Derby here. We'll see if we get another encounter between these two players. I mean, especially if they both do well in tournament 4, it could be another match up between the two in the playoffs. So we'll see how that one goes. But on behalf of the Amarillo team, including myself, our referee, Daniel Voiles, both our players, and everyone came out to watch. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. Congratulations to MarbleCyde on the win and locking up his spot into the final joust finale. We will see you all later tonight at 11 p.m. sharp for Lemon and Dino to determine the other half of that finale, and then go on with the final joust to see who wins Medieval Mayhem. But until then, I'm G-Man. Take care, everyone, and we will see you all later tonight. Have a good one.